Hollywood Undead. Where do I even begin? Most people group them in more with bands like Broken Side, considering the rock and metal emphasis in some of their music, but they're just as much, if not more, a rap group. The way it plays out sonically is truly something you could only have in this era. As corny as it may paint me, in a way, they were part of why I ever got into hip-hop at all, right alongside Eminem and Linkin Park's own Mike Shinoda. What a group, I know. Like most, I've grown out of this pretty much entirely, but this is a band that I had a ton of love for at one point in time. Despite any love or nostalgia I have for this band, that does not in any way actually improve the actual music, and I can recognize that now. This was their first and only album to feature frontman of the time Deuce as the lead vocalist doing all of the choruses, who was hereafter replaced by Danny. With Danny being my favorite member of the group for most of the time I was a fan, this always really rang as their worst album to me, and right down to the lyrics, it probably is, and I'd stand by that. Deuce does know his way around something that's decently catchy, but his nasally, sort of whiny tone really isn't doing him any favors. Hollywood Undead's whole gimmick is that each other member does rap verses, each having their own distinct mask, and in a way their own distinct style of rapping. Sonically, Swan Song shows all of the rapping about as competently as they would ever pull off, but lyrically, saying this album leaves a bit to be desired is the understatement of the year. The focus is partying, sex, drugs, drinking, and occasionally a real sad boy, depressed type of angle. All portrayed about as cringeworthy as you can imagine. The band's sort of secondary frontman, if you wanted to pick one, is the ridiculously named Charlie Scene, and the partying angle is essentially his whole character. This can be seen on the infamous Everywhere I Go, which brilliantly includes a hook where he, quote, loves to show his weenie. Coming back to this for the first time in years, I was truly taken aback by the Middle Eastern guitars and the whole stomp clamp beat of it all. I always recognized this was a particularly ridiculous song for them, but Jesus, it is quite possibly the most goofy, semi-serious song ever. Yeah, so just about everything you can say about this band has aged pretty damn poorly, and was probably a bit cringeworthy for its time as well. However, it is in a way a bit easy for me to love it in somewhat of a post-ironic way. Beyond that, This Love, This Hate, City, and Black Dahlia actually aged pretty alright, at least to some degree, and more than the other tracks. I go back and forth between a C and a D on this one, and considering some of what will be below it, I think I'll give it a low C.